here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu launches Labour Market Information System. Federal government begins computation to fast-track retirees' pension payment. One foreign Israeli soldier dies in stabbing attack in shopping centre. And in sports, Super Falcons coach Liz Oshoala, Nadozie Ajibade, other players for 2024 Olympics. Now the details. I am Akan Usen. In a bid to create wealth and employment for the teeming youths in the state, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has launched Labour Market Information System. The Labour Market Information System is a network of stakeholders as well as an online platform to communicate data and information related to the job market in the state. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stated this during the Lagos State Employment Summit 3.0 with the theme Job Creation, Uniting for Impact, Create, Collaborate, Change. He noted that his administration will continue to build an environment that creates opportunity for young, viable minds in the state. The governor also called on investors to collaborate and support the state government to build real partnership for the Employment Trust Fund that would uplift the residents of the state.
Delta country, because a lot of people are going to be coming if they are not already to see how you've done it. Other states will want to know how you've done it. And so you need to be able to have a robust data gathering capability, data reliability, employability data as part of the things that is very, very important. The future of work, skills that is required to ensure that you'll be able to meet not today's needs, but future needs, as at when you.
Earlier in her welcome address, Acting Executive Secretary, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, Shayo Alayode, said LSETF is dedicated to fostering an ecosystem of dependable collaboration and creating solutions across skills development, capacity building, access to capital, policy and research, and advocacy.
This event today is saying to all of our stakeholders that we have a call to action to make sure in our little space we're not working in silo, that as we create, we need to collaborate and we need to make change and impact in Lagos State. So that's the call to action for everyone here today. We need to unite for impact to create that job while we collaborate and create change in Lagos.
Also, the keynote speaker, Chairman, Faith Foundation, Fola Adeola, said the summit will help develop business guide and empower young people. The Lagos State government has announced plans to launch a sovereign investment fund that will cater for its future infrastructural developmental agenda for the growth and well-being of the state. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stated this when the executive management of Nigeria's Sovereign Investment Authority, led by its Chief Executive Officer Aminu Umar Sadiq, paid him a courtesy call at the Lagos House Marina. Governor Sanwo-Olu said Lagos State is aware of the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority projects in and around the state, noting that the state is seeking for more collaboration and intervention programs in the areas of blue economy, food security, among others. He noted that Lagos State is building one of the logistics hub in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. The Chief Executive Officer, Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, Aminu Umar Sadiq, said NSIA is an institution set up to help authorities to receive, manage, invest funds in a diversified portfolio of medium and long-term assets on behalf of the federal government, state governments, federal capital territory, and local government area councils in preparation for the eventual depletion of Nigeria's hydrocarbon resources. Umar Sadiq said NSIA also plays a leading role in driving sustained economic development for the benefit of all Nigerians through building a savings base for the Nigerian people enhancing the development of Nigeria's infrastructure and providing stabilization support in times of economic stress. Lagos State government has called for calm from residents over the flash flood which the incessant rainfalls experienced throughout the state has caused. Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, in a statement explained that Lagos has experienced about 9 hours of non-stop rainfall since the early hours of today. He said this is coupled with heavy rainfall which the state has been experiencing on a daily basis since last week, resulting in a rise in level of the Lagos Lagoon. Wahab explained that the flash floods, which inundated areas like Iyanoro, linking the Third Mainland Bridge, and several other areas, will recede once the rains abate and the level of the lagoon goes down. The commissioner said the state has also deployed officials of the Emergency Flood Abatement Gang to major black spots, including Iyanawuru, which has been cleared of all blockages. He added that residents on their part are expected to regularly clean and maintain the tertiary drains in front of their tenements and refrain from dumping refuse in the drains for the collective good of everyone. The Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service has cordoned off and commenced search and rescue operations at the site of a collapsed building at number 12 Cameroon Street off Iwinla, Mushin, Lagos, near Alafia bus stop. Director, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adesheye, in a statement, said other rescue teams from Lagos State Ambulance Service, LASAMOS, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, Lagos Neighborhood Safety Corps, LNSC, Lagos State Building Control Agency, LABCA, and the Nigeria Police are assisting the scene. Adeshaya said there were no casualties reported, but 7 individuals sustained injuries and have been taken to nearby hospitals for medical attention. She said a newly constructed 2-story building collapsed on the boys' quarters of an adjoining building due to the use of substandard materials in its construction. The Lagos State government has re-emphasized its warning to those erecting buildings without obtaining the necessary permits, restating its determination to arrest the spate of illegal construction and building collapse in the state. General Manager of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, LABCA, Bola Oki, gave the warning while reacting to a building with legal attachments that collapsed in the Mushin axis of the state. Oki explained that preliminary investigation indicated that substandard materials were used for the infrastructure. He said LABCA had previously served a stop work order and quit notice on the building, which was subsequently sealed but was disobeyed by the property owner. Oki implored residents in the area to desist from erecting any building without requisite permits and stop acting against the law by removing government seals on defective buildings, as such untoward act is illegal and capable of putting lives at risk. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has ordered the computation of accrued pension of serving federal civil servants. A memo by the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation said the move was in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance and will focus on employees who were employed on or before June 30, 2024. The memo said the move will enable the government to plan ahead of time towards the early release of the entitlements of the workers. The federal government's indebtedness to retirees on accrued pension rights in the last 16 months is estimated at 232 billion naira. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, has urged members of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to seek collective actions to address the root cause of insecurity in the sub-region. Tuga said despite the various challenges, the sub-region has made significant progress, including the area of democracy and governance. The minister, who spoke at the opening of the 52nd session of the Mediation and Security Council at the ministerial level in Abuja, highlighted security and humanitarian challenges confronting the sub-region. Tuga, who is the chairman of the council, urged members to come up with collective actions required for ECOWAS to overcome the mirage of challenges. And now to foreign news. Israeli officials say a soldier has been killed and another person seriously wounded in a stabbing attack at a shopping center in the northern Israeli town of Carmel. Police say the attacker, a resident of the nearby mainly Arab town of Nahaf, was shot dead at the scene by one of the victims. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said one of its soldiers, Alexander Yaminsky, was killed in the attack. Police said they were treating the incident as a suspected terror attack and that a number of the attacker's relatives had been detained. The UN reported that 22 Israelis, including 9 security personnel, had been killed in attacks by Palestinians in Israel and the West Bank as of July 1. And now sports. Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum has picked captain Rashidat Ajibade, goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie, defender Osinachi Ohale, forward Azizat Oshwala, and other players in his final list for this year's Women's Olympic football tournament in France. Squad members who are currently on holidays in Nigeria will join home-based players and team officials from Abuja to Sevilla, Spain, on Thursday night, with other players and technical team also arriving in Sevilla on Friday for a 2-week training camp. The team is scheduled to depart Sevilla for France on Thursday, 18th of July. 9-time African champions Nigeria will tackle Brazil, Spain and Japan at this year's tournament. And just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration deployed traffic lights and CCTV cameras in strategic places in the state? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. In a bid to create wealth and employment for the teeming youths in the state, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has launched a labor market information system. The federal government has ordered the computation of accrued pension of serving federal civil servants. We also told you that Israeli officials say a soldier has been killed and another person seriously wounded in a stabbing attack at a shopping center in the northern Israeli town of Carmel. And in sport, Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum has picked captain Rashidat Ajibade, goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie, defender Osinachi Ohale, forward Azizat Oshwala, and other players in his final list for this year's Women's Olympic football tournament in France. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Kayode Mafolashiri. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.